I haven't been getting any ideas for videos lately. Wonder what exactly is going on. Maybe I'll get some ideas. Okay. Just seeing and on true. Okay. New coat. Folks making a comeback? Yeah, not happening. What else? Entertainment. Alabama Public Television refused to air an episode of All Four featuring same-sex marriage. When the fuck did this happen? Sweet home Alabama, I guess. So, not getting any ideas here. Music came out. That new Billie Eilish album. I know about 2 months late, but it's not checked out. What's it called again? When we off was she ready to go? Yes. Hey. Wait. Hate to hear it. Probably still unpopular album. Think of it. I'm not worried about bit of golf. But I think I might like this. Who knows? There it is. So, here I go.
My Invisalign has...
I have taken out my Invisalign.
I have taken out my Invisalign, and this is the album.
Okay, let's do this. Pancake reviewer here, and honestly, I have heard a lot about this artist, yet I haven't really took the time to check in on her or up until recently. Her name is Billie Eilish. Yes, she's actually 3 years older than me. And she's actually been making a name for herself, called the rebel of pop music. Anti-pop, if you will. And as not really that bit of a fan of pop music nowadays, if my outfit review entailed that, I decided to check her out. And boy, it is definitely amazing. Now, I'm going to go through a track-by-track review of this album, just kind of like I did with Black Album. So, up first, we have... I actually don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce this. Quintuple or exclamation point is a just pretty much an intro. Nothing really special about it. You can basically skip this track if you want to. Then there is Bad Guy. This is definitely a good setup for this album. It's basically saying that Billie is not someone you want to fuck with. It's basically just saying, and I'm the bad guy, and if you mess with me, you might end up in my trap. And it's pretty freaky, especially in contrast with how simplistic the song is. And it's definitely a way to open up this album. And you know that drum roll where she says, it especially makes the song freaky. So, it's definitely a good song. Then there is Zanny, which is, I guess, an anti-drug song? I don't know. It's basically about how she doesn't belong at a party because he's not really into the people there taking Xanax and all that bullshit. It's pretty relatable for me. I've always been anti-drug. And honestly, I do like the bass on this one and the panning effect that is done. This is a pretty good thing about this album. The production is fantastic. I'm not really a big fan of trap, but this album is definitely superior to most trap albums. Like as he says, Annie. I really like to know how to do videos. I know how to do that, how to music, but I don't know how to do that with videos. Vendors used to see me in a crowd list. I gotta be honest, I was not that big of a fan of this song when it first came out. But now, when that song comes on and the course races through, you better keep all weapons away from me. I am not joking. Keep all weapons away from me when that course comes on. Vendor is all good girls go to hell with again, and gives Billy that badass attitude that I see is amplified on Bad Guy. Pretty dark track, basically talking about how Yusuf likes his girls to be good. So definitely a very nice track to basically I don't know how to say this. It's a good track to basically like endure her her image, what she's trying to convey. And Vendel's Wish You Were Gay is basically I know that some of you in the LGBT community might find this track disrespectful, but it's really in the context. As Billy is basically talking to this boy, and he's not interested, and he wishes he was gay because he just wants a reason that he doesn't want to be with her. And while resourcing this, I actually found out that he wrote this about a boy who, a few months after he wrote this song, actually turned out to be gay. Pretty interesting. Then there's When the Party's Over, this is pretty gloomy and me, but it's definitely catchy, especially in the chorus with that I can if there was one thing I would have to criticize in this entire album, it would be Billy's vocals. It's definitely going for what they are doing, but as vocals themselves, they're not really anything special. Most pop artists just staying on the same note for a while. But it's more of a nitpick, not really my thing. And I'm not gonna throw her if it's what brings out her image. Windows 8, I honestly find this to be a pretty forgettable song. But if you it doesn't really serve much of a point to the album. Not even the title tries to make it sound important. But it definitely is a great album to listen to. But it definitely not that great of a song. What really makes this not that good of an album? That was Nice Strange Edition was really makes me question some things. Like, why the Office samples? Like, what exactly does the bits in the Office is that this song samples have to do with anything in the song? Like, you could have sampled Nice Strange Edition. You should have sampled Caillou. It wouldn't make just about as much sense. Vendor Was Barely a Friend was, honestly, it's one of my favorite songs on here. Like, I know it sounds like annoying I say that. Most of my favorite songs here are all the singles, but see, really puts this 4-4 image in these singles, especially with that a title, Barely a Friend, and that music video. It's definitely, he is very creepy. Like, what? And it basically, he asked this person, why do you care about me? I am trying to kill you. Why do you care? Oh, with that chorus. What do you want from me? Why do you want from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? And it's also where she got the title for this album from. When we first feel, where do we go? And definitely great guest vocals from Gripes, who's uncredited on this track. Like, it's definitely good. We want to listen to more of his stuff. Vendor is, Mayo, and this is all. And near the end of this album, we start to get more somber tracks. Though not really the highlights of this album, like some of the other songs, like Barely a Friend, Used to See Me in the Crown, Bad Guy, all that jazz. But Ayo Mayo is still a pretty good song and definitely worth checking out. Vendor is Yes and Before I Go. This is, I guess, supposed to be like a suicide note from that title. And it definitely is talking to a young one. And so, Yes and Before I Go is definitely like a sad track to listen to. So I would say listen to this only if you're in the mood. And then there is I Love You, which is near the end of this album, and it's basically a love song, another really somber track, and it's pretty good standard love song, nothing that wrong with it, but it's not really that bad. And then we get Goodbye, with this track pissed me the fuck off. You had this good album, you had this amazing album, and you ended up with this. It's basically just aspects of yours from the other songs on this album. Like, why? I saw the good going here, you had to hear this. And although this album is definitely pretty good, I would recommend you listen to it. That When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go is definitely a great debut album by Billie Eilish. I hope she has more coming in the future, and I hope it is as good, if not better, than this. Yes, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go by Billie Eilish. Guess an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more, or follow me on Twitter. It'll is at Pancake Review, or just type in Space Oddity. As capital S space is oddity period. It support me on Patreon, and that's the end. See you later.